I want to share with you 6 of the basic mysteries that God has structured into his wisdom for your rising. That when you know them and hold on to them, no matter what the devil does, he can't stop you. The strategy for lifting men is a mystery. And if you know it, blessed are you. Because the presence of the devil, the antics of the devil, the attacks of the devil will all become part of the resources God will use to lift you up. Because at that level, all things will work together for your good. And so what are the spiritual systems that are put in place for the rising of men? Number 1 is called ordination. Because God knows that the devil will come for everyone. He wrote the destiny of everyone before they were born. So if they find that destiny and they are walking in it, there is an insurance policy that is put in place to ensure that the operation of the devil can't stop them. So everyone born into the earth realm has an insurance system protecting his rising. The only problem people have that makes them end up in frustration is that they step out of ordination. And I will tell you, the devil is not joking about this matter. You study about Jesus. Before Jesus was born, astrologers saw his star from the east and they traced him. He was just 8 days on earth. They knew the exact location where he was, and they came there. And even when his mother, his father, and no prophet knew who he was, these guys x-rayed his destiny correctly and said he's a king. Before the prophets could pick him, before he was even dedicated on the altar, the devil had traced him. Said this is a king. And because they saw him and made the mistake of telling Herod, see the way the devil works. Herod did not look for 1-month-old babies. This guy was just 8 days old. The devil created a long buffer. Every child under the age of 2, kill him. I don't want to give any chance. I don't want to allow any lapse. This young boy, they said is a king. I don't know where he's coming from. I don't know what he represents. But kill every child that is 2 years old, so that we will not make the mistake of missing him. In case they didn't calculate his date of birth well, let's create a good enough buffer so that he must be included. But because the Lord was functioning by the dictates of ordination, there was enough insurance. If you are walking in ordination, if angels need to be mobilized, they'll be mobilized. If men need to dream, they will dream. If systems need to shake, they will shake, but it won't go down. And we saw that every time Jesus celebrated his birthday, if he ever did, he was the only person in his generation. Because the devil wiped off everybody. The only thing that kept him was ordination. And that was how he lived throughout his life. Every step Jesus took, you will see that it was spoken by Isaiah, by Jeremiah. So everything he was doing, including where Jesus was living, was captured in prophecy. The land of Zebulun, the land of Naphtali, by the way of the sea, beyond Jordan, Galilee of the Gentile. The people that sat in darkness have seen a great light. So he followed the dictates of ordination because he knew that was his insurance. And so when a man finds ordination, his rising is a must. In Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 5, it said, before you were formed in your mother's womb, I knew you. I ordained you to be a prophet. I know all the battles of prophets, but you will fulfill destiny because it's an ordination. I ordained you to be a prophet. Listen, the greatest manipulations of life find expression in the corridors of ordination. Number 2, what is the key, the secret for rising? Consecration. Every ordination comes with a consecration. When you see the life of Joseph, the reason he passed through zigzag kind of pathways, yet he arrived, was because his consecration was intact. Genesis 39 verse 9. How can I do this evil and sin against God? The day you violate consecration, that day you change your path of destiny. Because every suggestion of compromise is to reroute you from the path of ordination. Hope you know, if Joseph slept with Potiphar's wife, he would have become the chief houseboy, and that would have become the zenith of his life. There would never have been anything like throne or palace, because he would have rerouted himself, and there's nothing God would have done. God rather would have raised another one in his stead. Any man who wants to rise must take consecration as a life and death matter. It's rather you die keeping your consecration than to compromise to receive momentary breakthroughs. Those breakthroughs are deceptions. They are a mirage that takes you away from destiny. Hardship doesn't kill anybody. It trains those who are ready to grow, and those who are not ready, it gives them an opportunity to compromise. One will enter destiny, another one will fall out of destiny. Keep your consecration. There is something about consecration that becomes the basis for the lifting of men. There is something about consecration. Consecration, the second mystery for rising. The third mystery for rising is seasons. When God wants to lift a man, he occasions a season. When that season comes, the lines suddenly begins to fall for you in pleasant places. The way season works is that you don't even need to do anything. All you need to do is to be aligned, and the lines are just falling in pleasant places. Look at Isaiah chapter 7 verse 14. A prophet rose up and said, a virgin shall give birth. He didn't call anybody's name. A virgin shall give birth. He just spoke something and created a futuristic season. A virgin shall give birth. She shall bear a son. His name shall be called Emmanuel. And people were walking through time until that season came. The moment that season came, an angel was sent from heaven, and the angel traced a young virgin and said, Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women. It's not because she was doing anything special. She was just aligned. And because she was aligned and her name was mentioned in the high heavens, she suddenly became a wonder. You know the problem with many Christians? They miss their seasons. They lose the cycles of their destiny. And so a door opens, they don't enter. Another door opens, they don't enter. If you miss your seasons, to a very large extent, you will never rise. And there are two things about a season that every spiritual man must be conscious of. Number one, I divided it into three: burdens. Every time a new season is coming your way, you will discover that your appetites will begin to change. Find out from any spiritual man, he will tell you. That's why you have to be spiritually sensitive, so that when your appetites begin to change, you will know. There are certain seasons that are coming your way. Suddenly, hunger for prayer will increase. You will know this is not normal. Sometimes desire for fasting will begin to increase. Sometimes desire to give will begin to increase. Sometimes desire to serve will begin to increase. You just come to a place, you are not comfortable sitting down. You just want to serve. You just want to do something. They say, no, don't worry. You say, no, I want to serve. Because those burdens are required for you to be able to bet that season. The second indicator that a season has opened is encounters. Don't trivialize encounters. You went to sleep, you had a dream. The next day the dream continued. You think it was normal. And then you still go back and you relax. You are about to miss out of destiny. Wise men, the moment they have an encounter, even if that encounter is faint, they will put pressure on that encounter until something divine is born out of it.